What's up, everybody? It's Brad from Ghost Gaming. We're going to take a look at today on which bike is faster. So, little disclaimer. Here is this is my opinion, strictly my opinion, based upon what I've done, seen, and rode in this game. Some of you may agree with it, some of you may not agree with it. But again, it's my opinion. So I have, and we're talking about 450s, by the way. So as you can see, I got the KX, the YZ, the Suzuki, KTM, the Husky, and the Honda CR. I've ridden them all, I've raced them all. Probably my most time spent is between the Honda and the Husky. But I've also ridden the KTM, the YZ, and the KX pretty close to as much as I've ridden the Honda. The least amount of time spent on the bike would be the Suzuki, but I feel that I've got enough time put on that bike to pretty much come to a conclusion on where it's at. So when I looked at these, to me, a lot of you probably are like, oh, okay, fastest bike, top speed, how fast is it in a straight line? That's not what I'm basing this video off of. Because in all honesty, you're never really going to max the bike out, fifth gear off the rev limiter on any of these Supercross tracks. Even if you're in short gear ratio. And that plays a factor. Are you running short gear ratio, medium gear ratio, or what is it, high gear or long, or whatever. That plays a factor in top speed. Is what I'm talking about. Fastest bike in the game is lap times. Now, a lot of the speed in a game comes from skill, the bike that you feel comfortable on, and the bike setup. Every one of my bikes has its own setup, and none of them are the same except the KTM and Husky. Those two bikes, for me, share the same setup. The other bikes have their own setup, and they are completely different from each other. Yamaha. Me personally, I always run short gear ratio on every track. So I look at lap times when I'm looking at, fastest bike. There's also some other bike setup things that you also have to take into account when you're looking at, fastest bike. Most of us, especially if you're a veteran at these games, knows that the manual transmission is faster. You're gonna put down faster lap times running a manual transmission and normally manual right away than you are on a semi-automatic transmission and semi-automatic rider weight. So that's how I race. That's how I play all these games. Manual transmission, manual rider weight. I do all that stuff. And that's how all the bikes are set up. All my classes, all my bike setups are tailored around that. The next thing you have to look at as well is your riding style. How aggressive are you? Based upon your riding style depends on your bike setup. So for me personally, I am the fastest on a Honda. And I've seen other people make comments, like Spencer Turley, Wyndham, or those guys. Scooty Puff Jr., my boy. Where they mentioned comments on, there's something about the Honda. It's something different. Which I agree. There is something odd about the Honda, and how it hooks up. It's like a rocket ship coming out of the corner. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the fastest bike. So is what I did, as I took these bikes, got on a track, put my setups on them, and just started riding track and time trial. Because I wanted to look at my lap times. Now for me, I was able to throw the fastest laps down on a Honda. Some of you may say, well, that's because you have more time on a Honda or Husky, and I could see where you would say that. However, the next bike that I am fast on is the Yamaha, which I don't have near as much time on the Yamaha as I do the Husky or the Honda. So for me, it's Honda, Yamaha, Husky, Kawasaki, KTM, and Suzuki. Now I know some of you are like, oh man, KTM, what are you talking about? It's the fastest bike in the game. I don't disagree with you. Top speed wise, yes, the KTM is, from what I've seen, tested, heard, rumored, yeah, top speed wise, the KTM is the fastest bike in the game. But that doesn't mean it's the fastest bike on the track. I've been in many battles with the KTM on my Honda, and again, it depends on rider skill and bike setup, but I would say 75% of the time I outride them on the Honda. And how they got that rating was based upon my lap times. Now, my lap times were all within about a second and a half from each other. You know, that may be due to, you know, the bike setup I was running, maybe not the best setup for that track, but, you know, either way, that's just kind of how the numbers worked out for me. You know, and I was actually quite surprised with the Suzuki, which is a bike you really don't see a lot of people riding in this game, which I can understand why. It's kind of a dog coming out of a corner. It's, if you don't put a setup on it, it's got super soft suspension. You know, on a track like this, on a Honda, Yamaha, or a Husky, you know, this is a second, third gear track all day long. Well, on the Suzuki, it's like the gear ratio is different. You know, it seems like on this track, on the Suzuki, it's more of a third, fourth gear track. You know, which is, unless you're used to riding that bike, which, you know, I wasn't, it's kind of weird. It kind of throws your timing off, because you're used to hitting, you know, certain jumps in certain gears, and corners in certain gears, and things of that nature. But I did find out, once I spent a great deal of time with a buddy of mine, Josh, doing a setup on the Suzuki. I mean, we were able to, once we got the setup on the Suzuki, we were able to cut the lap time down, you know, 3.5 seconds, putting me less than a second of my fastest lap on this track, which surprised me about that bike, just because it totally changed the bike. It didn't even feel like I was on a Suzuki. Now, granted, knowing that, I still don't run the Suzuki. It's just a personal opinion. I'm not a huge Suzuki fan. I've owned a few of them in my life, and I never really had good luck with them. I spent more time in repair shops than they did me riding. But I didn't take that opinion into account when I was doing this. So there's a lot of factors you guys got to look at when you're looking at fastest bike. And in reality, from what I came up with, is they're all pretty close to the same when they're on the track. It really boils down to your riding skill, your bike setup, and your riding style. You know, I think you could take somebody that's good at the game, that has a little more of aggressive riding style, like me, or even more aggressive than me, and you could put them on what's known as the slowest bike in the game, which would be the Suzuki, with the right setup, and they can hang hang or beat any other bike. You know, so that's kind of my findings on this. You know, I wanted to put out, I mean, I guess I could have went out there and just went to the compound track and just top speed around every bike on medium gear ratio with no setup, and oh, you know, the fastest bike is, you know, KTM, and then Honda, Husky, whatever, you know, however that would have came out. But to me, that's not realistic, because you're not going to be able to match the speed of the dirt bike out on any one of these Supercross tracks in the game. There might be a custom track that's out there somewhere that's got, you know, a retarded straightaway, you know, where you might be able to do that. But again, I mean, that would be for that one instance. So my recommendation for you would be to go, you know, purchase these bikes if you got enough credit. Spend some time putting some setups together that you're comfortable with. You know, that's the other thing, is you gotta find something that you're comfortable on. If you're not comfortable on how the bike is riding in the game, you're not gonna have a fast lap time. I mean, you could, you know, whatever, take my advice and, oh, you know, Ghost Gaming, you know, Brad Ghost Gaming says a Honda's the fastest. Well, it is for me, because that's the bike I feel the most comfortable on. That's the bike the setup just works with how my riding style is and how aggressive I am in racing. You know, right now when I'm playing, I'm not being aggressive at all. I'm just putting around this track talking. Because as you guys know, the only way I do videos is I live stream everything, because I don't own a computer. So I have no way to really make a video and edit and all that other good stuff that some of these other YouTubers are capable of doing. But my recommendation would be to purchase each bike, you know, put all your equipment, upgrades equipment on there, spend some time in time trials, figuring out a setup. If you need help with a setup, I did a video on that. It's a how-to video. You just go through. I just recently put it up a couple weeks ago, so it should be pretty easy for you guys to find. And then see which bike works best for you. You know, you might be surprised. Maybe you're a guy that's on a Kawasaki because you love the brand. You know, but you find yourself being faster on a Yamaha. You know, all of us ride differently, and that sort of stuff. Now, if you want a good starting point on a setup, or you want to see my setups, go ahead and join the Discord server. That link is in the description. I created Discord for this channel. It's Ghost Gaming. I've been having some trouble with some of these Discord links, so if the link doesn't take you to it, you know, you'll find it in Discord under Ghost Gaming. But I went ahead and I uploaded all of my bike setups for each bike. So those may work for you, they may not work for you. They are what works for me. And they are a good starting point. If you're having trouble with a setup, or you know, I get some of you don't understand the mechanics of that and how the setup works, and you know what moving those bars do to the bike. You know, so there'd be at least a good starting point if my setups don't work for you, but they are all posted in Discord for you guys to see and try and all that stuff. So I encourage you to go check them out. Join Discord. Right now we are doing a 12-round championship. If you want to ride in it, you're more than welcome. It's open to everybody. It starts May 11th and ends on the 29th. The schedule and tracks are posted in Discord, so you can take a look at the schedule, what tracks we're riding. You can go practice on them. There will be qualifying and things of that nature. I got everything laid out in Discord for the championship. And basically it's just designed for you YouTube viewers and a couple buddies to get together and just, you know, have fun racing. You know, it's always fun when you get a group of cool dudes together like yourselves and, you know, just go out on the track and have a good time. And, you know, that's pretty much what we're trying to do. It's the first championship that Ghost Gaming is putting together. Well, obviously there's going to be more to come. Right now I think we have a total, I think we have 8 riders signed up already to do the race. We are racing on Mondays and Fridays. So if that's something you guys want to participate in, you are more than welcome. It doesn't matter if you're a pro at this game or if you picked it up yesterday. You know, every skill level is welcome in the championship. Other than that, I think that pretty much wraps this video up. Again, it's just my opinion. I recommend, you know, trying some of those things that I discussed earlier, see what works best for you guys. And, you know, a shout out to all you guys that take the time to watch my videos and comment on them. I really appreciate the comments, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch the videos, and you know, hopefully you guys learn something from them. You know, my goal is to obviously put out content you guys enjoy, but I also want to better you guys, you know, in the gaming experience. I know how difficult some of these games can be, how much of a grind some of them can be, and you just feel like, man, I'm not getting anywhere. And sometimes it's because you're missing a piece of the puzzle. So hopefully some of the information that I put out in my videos is that missing piece to the puzzle that some of you might be missing. Other than that, if you like the content of the video, like always, help a brother out. Hit that like and subscribe. Go join Discord. We already got, I don't know, I think I got 10 or 12 of you in there already. You know, that's where you're gonna sign up for the championship. If you don't want to race the championship and you just want to get some of the info and stuff that we post on this game as far as like setups and, you know, just different discussions and things of that nature, just join Discord. And then you'll have access to all that stuff. Other than that, don't forget to subscribe and like, and we'll see you guys in the next video.